This is my review of Fantastic Four, the new reboot, and I was really optimistic about this because Fox have done really well with the X-Men franchise, especially recently with Days of Future Past and First Class. And this starts really well. The casts are brilliant. I really like the four main actors, they do really well. The effects are really good, the Thing looks fantastic. I'm sorry, Michael Chiklis, I know you really liked doing it with a suit, but the CGI on the Thing is fantastic, so someone has clearly spent a lot of time on that, and it looks brilliant. And likewise, I like the darker tone it's going for, it works really well. The transformation, when they come back and they've got their powers, is really traumatic and dark. It's not just, oh, we've got powers now, let's save the world. It's actually really grim and looks really painful and hard on them, which is good for that. The problem really is the script and the story, which are pretty major parts of any film, really. The story feels like it's been summarised by an excited 8-year-old who isn't very good at retelling stories. So all the details are there, all the little story details are there, but they're not cohesive. It doesn't flow very well. Like when they're building the machine to send them to another dimension, it's basically a montage where it stops for them to speak periodically. And as soon as they get their powers, it skips a year into the future, which is where it starts to go downhill fast for me, really. So, yeah, the story does not flow at all. And Doctor Doom, despite being billed as the main villain, he isn't in it for most of it. They seem to spend most of the film trying to set up the government as the main villain and make them seem all villainous and all they're using them for their own devices and all they're using them as soldiers and weapons. And then they sort of remember in the last 20 minutes that Doctor Doom's supposed to be in this, so they drag him back into the movie and he looks like some radioactive leftovers wrapped up in tinfoil. His costume is awful, in my opinion. And then he sort of does his world-ending, oh, I'm going to destroy the world kind of plot. But it's all really fast. It all literally rattles through very quickly. And he's really overpowered. He's literally got these world-ending powers. They're supposed to be these four guys who have powers of their own, but are nowhere near on the scale of Doctor Doom. Are supposed to defeat him somehow. So, for me, I didn't really like that at all. The fact was that he was supposed to be the main villain. He should have been the main villain and build him up. And the fact it skipped a year in the future, I mean, what were they doing for that year? All the things they've achieved in that year seem like they could have done that in a couple of months. So maybe if they'd made the time shorter, if they insist on having a break in the pace and the story, that would have worked better. But instead, they have this year-long break for no reason. They come back and the thing's been used to as a weapon. And everyone else is training, and Johnny Storm wants to be a weapon, and all this and the other. And it just isn't very good, and the story just doesn't flow at all for me. It feels like Josh Trank, having come from Chronicle, wanted to make this gritty, realistic superhero thing, and didn't really know how to handle having an actual supervillain properly in it. Because I really like Chronicle, I don't understand what happened with this movie, you know, and. Yeah, the containment suits. That was the one other thing that I really didn't like. I don't like them. It's that typical comic book shame. I'm making a comic book movie, but oh, it's not a comic book movie, so people who like real sci-fi and real films can also watch this. Marvel have shown you can have superheroes with costumes. Just do costumes, because they don't look great. They don't look very good at all. They look very practical and this and the other, but I want to have a uniform, and that's fine. If they're supposed to be being used as weapons, they should have a uniform. So really, for the fact it starts well, I'll probably give it 4 stars out of 10, but generally it's just not very good. Come on, Fox, just give the rights back to Marvel and let them show you how it's done. We didn't need another origin movie. Fantastic Four have been around for absolutely ages. Everyone knows their powers. They know what they're like. Marvel, now they're doing Spider-Man, aren't redoing his origin story. They're just having him come into it with his powers, because everyone knows how Spider-Man gets his powers. Just like everyone knows who the Fantastic Four are. You don't need that. It's like they need to explain every single element of the story and who the Fantastic Four are. They explain how Ben knows Reed. They have to have a little scene where they get together, and they've got Michael B. Jordan playing Johnny Storm, so they have to explain why he isn't the same skin colour as Sue Storm. So they explain everything. It's like nothing is left to the audience to kind of work it out or guess where it came from and kind of put the pieces together. It's all explained and say summarised. So yeah, go see it if you really want to. Again, the first half is fairly entertaining. But personally, in my opinion, as soon as they get their powers, it all falls apart. It's like they didn't want it to become a supervillain superhero movie, and it's like he wanted the government and the company they work for to be evil, shadowy. Ooh, we're going to use you for our own devices. But then had to get Doctor Doom in there somewhere, so they bring him in as a really good set piece. The set piece is fantastic, but just no, Fox. It's not great. So yeah, in my opinion, 4 out of 10 I'd give this, just because, as I say, the effects are great and the cast are really good, but everything else is just wrong. Anyway, thanks for watching, and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to see any more of these. I hope to do more reviews as more films come out. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon.